What's up? It is the Sports Live Titan Game Day Live, the pregame show. Gonna have an abbreviated pregame show, card trouble. Right? The dog ate my homework.
That's on me.
What else? What else you got? I had a flat tire. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
There's whatever the reason is.
What other lame excuses can I come up with? Right, exactly.
Austin Stanley and Easton Freeds here as the Titans host the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of opportunity for guys playing against their old team, playing against their old teammates, playing against their old friends. Gonna have an interesting pregame show today. Easton, somebody asked us last week, can you guys do your bets earlier in the pregame show?
Yes.
We will do that. We also have our X factors for the game today, as we'll see what the Titans try to do. And Easton, you think the Titans have been presented with another great opportunity, but will they actually cash in against the Cincinnati Bengals? So we're going to get through all that with our predictions as well. But Easton, before we officially get going here, tell the people what they got to do here on this pregame show.
Got to like the show. Short on time today, but we need you to like the show before we get out of here, before the game starts. Help us out on Facebook, on YouTube. Like the show, and we'll get rolling here at the pregame.
Yep, let's get it going officially. Welcome to A to Z Sports, the pregame show, Titan Game Day Live, presented by our friends at X Golf. It is that time of year for X Golf. If you're a golfer, playxgolf.com. They have locations in Murfreesboro and in Nashville for your indoor golf and sports bar needs this holiday season. They got you covered. Playxgolf.com. BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. Use our bonus code ATOZ Sports to get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet misses. And T-Dot, join the solution to end littering across our state of Tennessee by joining their campaign, T-Dot's campaign, at nobodytrashestennessee.com. Now, David says cutting down the pregame show to 15 minutes is a good call. Maybe not. But we do have a lot of things to get to, Easton, here. So I know we've got just kind of preview the quick show. We're going to flip it around a little bit, and we're going to do bets here in a second so you guys have time to actually place said bet suggestions. And then we're going to dive into the opportunity presented by the Titans or for the Titans. Can they take advantage of it? And then we'll get to within our X Factor conversation and also our predictions here. Easton, I will let you begin with your bets that you have locked and loaded. I know we've been texting quite a bit throughout the end of the week. Once we saw the opportunities that were live at BetMGM, what you got for us?
Yeah, a potpourri of things for folks to choose from here. First of all, top of the order is Ja'Marr Chase. Expecting a big game from him because it's a Sunday and during the NFL season. That's all this guy does is big games, especially against a Titan secondary that does not have the two of their three starting cornerbacks today. You're missing, of course, still L'Jarius Sneed, but Roger McCreary not being out there today is a big deal. So leaning heavily on Chido Awuzie to lock down either T. Higgins or Ja'Marr Chase. He can't do both things, and he may not be able to do either thing. So I think a big day for Ja'Marr Chase is in order. And with that, obviously taking his yards over, not moved up too much, Austin, from when we took him on Thursday. You're still sub 90. Last I checked, I think 89.5 is where I saw it this morning earlier. Yep. So I would still take that. I take the yards over for Ja'Marr. I think 100-yard day is in order for him. I would take the receptions over. Last week, we watched him get 18 targets. That kind of thing happens with this team. I know, it's crazy. So take all the overs for Ja'Marr Chase. I also like a little parlay action here with a couple of things that I like. Of them, 70+ yards for Ja'Marr Chase is on there. I've got 60+ for Calvin Ridley just because we saw how many opportunities he had last week. They did not hit. The regression is bound to come eventually, so I think that a big day from him is in order because this is a bad Bengals defense. Lest you forget, last week was also a bad Jaguars defense, so it's all about them capitalizing, but bad defense, opportunity for yards there. We saw a moment ago that the Bengals left tackle not going to be starting today. I think that lends itself to, we're back to the well, baby. Joe Burrow over rush yards, 8.5 rush yards for Joe Burrow. Taking the over there. I think that he's going to be flush out of the pocket and scramble a couple of times. I also like the Will Levis over today on rushing yards, which was 14.5 last I saw it. I think
I'd say it's 17.5 right now. So somebody
maybe don't take it if that's your number. Maybe don't take it if that's your number. So those are the, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention NWI auto pay. Obviously, the anytime touchdown is on the board. If you're wanting to juice the number, because Vegas, those stingy sons of guns have lowered the profit margin on the NWI anytime touchdown. Parlay it with like a Ja'Marr Chase anytime touchdown or a Chase Brown anytime touchdown. I think that's not a crazy thing to do to juice your odds a little bit. For example, I took Jamar Chase, parlayed with NWI anytime touchdown to get it to plus 500, which is a healthy number. So those are the things I'm rocking with today.
Yeah. So I've got all those Jamar Chase numbers. I have not played a touchdown number yet. NWI by himself is plus 275. Not a bad number by any means. It was 200 last week. So not scoring last week. He's due, right? NWI. When's the last time?
He had the ball in his hands last week to score. It was there.
When's the last time NWI has gone 2 consecutive games without scoring a touchdown, right? How about that? It's September.
Last year.
September.
But even then he wasn't playing. So when he's getting real receiver snaps, it's been over a year since he's done that.
Hilarious. But so that's a good play. I'm also on, speaking of old friend alert, Tyler Boyd's receiving yards number is 24.5.
Sneaky revenge game?
Over Tyler Boyd, 24.5. I put that out there on the A to Z
that could be one
social media. It could be. So there's a lot of great opportunities there, as Mr. Jones says. So, Easton, we're going to dive right into our X Factor conversation because the abbreviated pregame show has us being super efficient here. And so it's the opportunity presented to the Tennessee Titans to cash in on that they were unable to do last week. We'll get to that, but don't forget, this pregame show is presented by our friends at X Golf, playxgolf.com, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee with 2 amazing locations, one in Murfreesboro, one in West Nashville. Look, X Golf is awesome. It is cold outside. It's going to continue to get colder. And when it's not cold outside, it's probably raining outside, which means you're probably done playing golf outside. They've got the winter greens out there at your local course anyway. So go to the best golf simulator on the market by X Golf, playxgolf.com. They've got the best golf simulators and an awesome, amazing sports bar experience. It's that time for bowl games, bowl season, pro football games, college playoff games. All of it can be seen and while you play at X Golf. So playxgolf.com. If you got family in town, that's the right way to go. Playxgolf.com. So Easton, I will let you start with the X Factor and roll right into this opportunity the Titans have. Maybe a little get right chance today.
Sure. I mean, it's so similar to story to what we saw last week in terms of the defense that the Titans offense will be facing. This Bengals defense is sorry, right? We've talked about how the reason why the Bengals are having to win out and then still cross their fingers to have some things break their way to make the playoffs at this point has practically nothing to do with their offense. It doesn't have really much to do with their head coach and his ability to call offensive plays. It's a big reason why I don't think anybody is really thinking that Zach Taylor's on the hot seat, because as the offensive play caller, he's got his team scoring 33 or more points 7 times this year, and they're 3-4, I think, or 2-4 in those games. Right. They have broken the single season record of games lost when you score 33 or more points on offense. It's because their defense is a rainbow strip for opposing offenses. And so that opportunity is there for the Titans today too. However, we saw a similar rainbow strip last week for the Titans. In fact, an easier rainbow strip for the Titans last week against the dead last ranked Jacksonville Jaguars defense that they did not take advantage of. Had about 20 points worth of opportunities, ended up catching in on 6 of them and no touchdowns. So obviously that's not going to fly today. The big reason why, besides just blind hope and faith and trust and regression, that I think that there's a chance today goes a little bit differently, is because against the Jaguars, especially in the first half, Austin, it felt we had moments that you and I were texting back and forth.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like they're playing with their food a little bit, right?
Right.
There's not going to be an opportunity for that today. The Titans going into this, the mindset is different. You don't feel like you're the superior team like they probably did going against the Jaguars yesterday. You do not. You're also not going to be able to hold the Bengals scoreless through 3.5 quarters, right? They're going to force the issue. They're probably going to force you into a negative game script. They're going to force you to play aggressively, probably for a good portion of this game, because if you want to keep up with them, you have to score points. You can against this defense, but you can't screw around and F it up like they did consistently last week. So the X factor today is simply take advantage of a bottom 5 defense in the league against the Bengals at home like you didn't do last week. It's not hard. Just execute.
Yeah, it's big time. Right. And like my X factor is throw the ball. Like throw the ball. Don't be so like they were in the first quarter last week and just think you can run this game into the ground for a win.
What about when you get to the red zone, though? Maybe then run the ball.
No, just score freaking touchdowns, right? Like
Okay.
that. I'm at the part of the season where my analysis is just like score freaking touchdowns, please. So no, but in all seriousness, keep it fresh, mix it up. Don't just be predictable. Don't think you. I mean, they ran the ball so efficiently well in that first quarter against the Jags, but when they had to throw the ball, they couldn't do it because it was like rusty. It was weird, and so just. I think it's score touchdowns when you get in the red zone. It's be opportunistic and make sure I come back to that composure word that I've been using for like the last month. Keep your composure. Just because you get an opportunity, don't blow it. You got an opportunity at the end of the first half against the Jags and you blew it because JC Latham could not pass protect, right? He just forgot how to pass protect for no reason.
Yep.
When you got in the red zone against the Commanders, you had a bad snap coordination, whether that's on Brunskill, Skoronski, or Levis. Somebody didn't do the right thing, and you lost an opportunity to score a touchdown. When you've got a perfectly drawn up play, don't have a false start. When you've got Calvin Ridley running down the field on an inside linebacker, it's keep your composure. You've got touchdowns in the game plan. Let them happen. Stop getting in your own way. So that is going to be my X factor until they prove that they can do that.
Our fair? X factors are just please be normal for one Sunday.
Yes.
Just be normal.
Just
please be normal.
Do it. Just do it already. All right. Okay. Ryan comes in with a super chat. Hate the Bengals. Ended our playoff dynasty roster. Talking about that divisional playoff game when the Titans were the 1 seed. That's when all of this nightmare began, right?
That's right.
That was the beginning of the end. If we maybe knew it or didn't know it at that point.
We didn't know how good we had it, man. Yeah.
Easton, we're about to get to pregame predictions because we are right here. Do you have anything else before? Because I did something maybe crazy on BetMGM. After when you were going through your X Factor, I took our bets and I was like, how could I do something really weird? Okay. So before I get to those, do you have anything else about the actual game itself?
Yeah, I mean, the last note I mentioned a moment ago, Cody Ford, the starting left tackle for the Bengals, is out with a sickness today, an illness today. So that means either Devin Cochran, Andrew Stuber, or Andrew Coker are going to be starting at left tackle for the Bengals today. If you've not heard of those guys, I do not blame you. They have a collective 2 career offensive snaps to their name.
Crazy.
So Harold Landry and Arden Key
should than we do.
That's right. That's right. We're only 2 behind these chaps. So that means Harold Landry and Arden Key should be licking their chops. And if they don't capitalize today, woof.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, I'm going to get to my my thing I did that might be crazy, but it might be a good idea. But if you've got your pregame predictions, get it in here. Thanks to BetMGM, I used an odds boost that BetMGM gave me. And it was a odds boost on a plus 400 or higher bet. And so I used that, and that's what got my brain rolling, Easton. So shout out to BetMGM. Use our bonus code ATOZ Sports when you're a new user to get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet misses. We'll get to your pregame score predictions here in a second. All right, Easton, you said we like Jamar Chase to score a touchdown today, right? Like I think we really, really like that. He's leads the NFL in touchdowns on the season receiving. He actually had a comment that our John Sheeran in Cincinnati wrote about that he is running out of touchdown celebrations at this point, which is hilarious on that end. Okay. So you mentioned to parlay Jamar Chase touchdown with NWI touchdown. I did. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I did that. That's where I used my plus 400 boost. And so instead of it being plus 515, it is now plus 656 for NWI and Jamar Chase to score a touchdown. So I was like, who are the other most likely Titans to score a touchdown? I was like, why not parlay those Jamar Chase touchdown with the other? So I did Jamar Chase touchdown alongside, let's just say, Tony Pollard. He had a touchdown called back last week. Sure. That's plus 260. Okay. I did that, and I put the same dollar amount on the NWI and this one with Tony Pollard. And I said, I can still do this and guarantee a profit if I go 1 for 3. And so I did Jamar Chase touchdown alongside Calvin Ridley touchdown at plus 320. So I just need a Jamar Chase touchdown and either or any of the following Titans to score a touchdown for a profit. It's NWI, Tony Pollard, and Calvin Ridley, and I profit.
So imagine NWI, Ridley, and Tony all score, and Jamar doesn't. Just imagine.
I will be so angry, and the Titans probably win 40-10, like Vanessa just said.
That's right. One parlay that did cross my mind earlier was the could have been Titans parlay. Just all the guys that almost scored last week. So that was NWI, Pollard, and Chig. I think those three would be a healthy number. But
I could do Jamar Chase plus Chig. That would ruin my profitability for the if only Tony and Chase score by $6. I would lose $6 if that were the case.
I would stay put if I were you, but
you would stick because that Chig touchdown would be crazy. Do we want to look at that?
What would that number be?
Okay. Anytime touchdown, Jamar Chase and Chig would.
You can tell how much we care about this game. We're disregarding the actual score.
Plus 725.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's healthy. It's a total hit or miss thing, man. You know,
if I put less, I could.
Chig does have 0 touchdowns this year, so
that's not right.
He's due. Right.
He had a 70-yarder against the Texans.
Oh wait, why is this wrong? I'm looking at rushing stats like a moron. Just kidding. He has 2 touchdowns this year.
Just put less money on that one, and I'll still profit. How about that?
Just sprinkle. Just a sprinkle on that one.
Okay, I'll do that. Predictions. Go to the chat. What are people saying? Predictions. We got one.
A lot of Bengals winners here in the chat. Seeing 27-14 Cincy. Wes thinks 30-24 Titans. Blowout 38-6. Bengals win according to Andrew. 37-6. Says Guy. Some real blowouts here. 30-12 Cats, 38-14 Bengals, 24-10 Bengals, 61-6 Bengals. Holy cow. 20-17 Titans pull it out. So if the Titans win, the chat believes it's going to be a real tight one, and the defense holds them to I did see, by the way, the total in this game I think is 47.
I saw 46.5.
The sharp money apparently is on the under in this game, which made me go,
I see it. I see the total at 46 right now, and 62% of the bets at BetMGM are over the 46 number.
Right. The volume is on the over. So I don't know. We'll see. It sure feels like the kind of game that could have a gajillion points, but maybe that's what does Vegas know? So my pick, Austin, here, we got 10 seconds. My pick, I'm going to say Vegas does know something. We go under 46, and the Bengals win 24-21.
27-13.
Bengals.
27-13. Bengals win. Yes, Bengals win. 27-13. I just need one touchdown. I did play the Chig number. So Jamar Chase.
Why not help yourself and say 27-14 to just give you 2 touchdowns worth
because Nick Folk's going to kick 2 field goals in this game. They can't.
No. They're going to run pure. They're going to run pure in this game.
They'll just keep on going for it on 4th down.
They're going to have to if the Bengals jump out to a big lead.
All right, so 27-13 is my final score. I did set the Chig and Jamar Chase parlay up to where if only Tony Pollard and Chase score, I profit $1. Okay. So I at least profit $1.
So can't lose as long as those guys
Jamar Chase touchdown and any of these Titans, Chig, Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, NWI. If Will Levis has a rushing touchdown, I'm gonna puke. But there we go. All right, that is it for us. Shout out to our great partners as the game's about to start. It's a 12:02 kickoff Central Time anyway, so we're about to get rolling here. So let it go and go into the first half, and we'll see you guys at halftime. Shout out to X Golf, playxgolf.com, also BetMGM, and our friends at Nobody Trash Tennessee. See you guys at halftime. Appreciate it as always.